Hello, Janet Myers.
Hello, Larissa.
This is your third time exhibiting with the Gallery London. Are you enjoying yourself so far?
I'm having a wonderful time here at the Gallery London. Thank you.
I firstly want to know, is your exhibition themed? Is this a random selection of your favourite works?
The answer to that is yes and no. Because I'm an artist, I have artistic license to say yes and no. At the same time, it's the juxtaposition of being an artist.
Yeah.
Yes, that it is themed with energy and flowing of energy. You can see that there is a lot of energy to my work. It's an uplifting, elevating springtime.
Yeah.
At the same time, it shows a progression of my work over the years. They have some old pieces like this one here, and this is my latest piece that I haven't finished working on. It's a work in progress, and it's evolving.
Yeah. So you'd say that energy was a reoccurring theme throughout all your pieces, all your work?
The majority, absolutely.
Yeah. Because there's a real mixture of different styles and you use such a variety of mediums in your work. Is there one particular medium that you favour? It's a lot of paints. Is it acrylic paints that you use?
I use a mixed media.
Mm-hmm.
So I have worked with acrylic. This piece is acrylic, but it's metallic acrylic.
Yeah.
And I mix it. First of all, I create with plaster of Paris and sculpt the canvas. And then I do a binding paint over it that I mix with PVA glue to secure it. And then I paint over with layer after layer after layer. So this one is a high acrylic, but it's got a mixture of the plaster in Paris and
because that one's almost sculptural, that piece there.
Yes.
Some of the other ones as well, like this black and red one you've got here, and also the purples,
Yes.
and it really captures the light.
Absolutely.
I feel like when it's in different lights, it almost looks like a different piece, doesn't it?
That's my aim, because
Yeah.
I work in different lights, and I work with candle light, and I work with natural light, and of course artificial light.
Yeah.
So there are many different lights, and I do like on some pieces to use the metallics, the gold, silver, bronze, copper. I enjoy it very much. And using a mixed media, you get different effects. Like this, in some parts, this is, like coral, like marble, like when you sever a stone inside and you see the layer of crystals coming out. And when you look at one angle, it's going to look very different.
Yes.
Like this, people can see mermaids, they can see fish, they can see sperm, fertilization, the formation and birth of life. Another way, it looks like lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's emergence, otherwise, put a different way, it's angelic, and it's the spirit and the soul. It's energy, it's vibrant with energy. And this is acrylics, and
Is there glitter in there?
there is glitter in there. I wanted to create different effects. Sometimes I will mix thinners at different points to see how the paints react with each other, and when you put in metallics and you mix it in, as it dries, it creates this separation and a marvelous effect. So you could be looking into the sand and the corals underwater.
Yeah.
They're
They're all
interesting.
very experimental, and there's some
Yes.
like these two up here which you could say were quite similar, but because you're experimenting all the time, they're different outcomes, aren't they?
Absolutely.
They're using the same colours, but you're mixing things differently, or you're creating something that's a little bit different. So each piece that you have is very, very unique.
This is like a series of paintings, and I will make a limited edition of prints for people if they're interested. And the originals, of course, you know, a little bit more on a different price range. This one here is, I think, like a butterfly man.
Yes.
And you can see, if it's turned in a landscape way, he is a man with wings, or angel. And someone else turned the other way will see a bulb, a flower.
Yeah.
Someone else will see it as twin flames. And then we have this angelic presence, our inner soul, our inner light, our inner energy that radiates out.
They are almost radiating out
Yes.
at you, and I think it's also to do with the colour you choose. You choose these really bold, bright colours that they kind of vibrate when they're next to each other, which is all to do with the energy that you say your pieces are concerned with. So also I wanted to know, where did you study art?
Right from the very beginning, as a child, I grew up in Australia, and Australia is my upbringing. There was a lot of nature, outdoor life, and nature is the greatest creator. Just being in nature, in the riverside, in the bush, out on the ocean. We had a boat out, just, you know, living life with our planet in its most natural form. That is a huge inspiration, and that is a huge teacher. And that's what I feel observing in our environment, our natural environment. That is a great teacher. Apart from that, I did the normal things, doing art at school, and you know, I took various courses. I did pre-foundation art at the Granville Centre. I did art, media and design at the Metropolitan University in London, and then I later did fine art at the Metropolitan in London. I have met many people over the years, and I have got a natural leaning to tribal art.
Yeah.
I like to work with my fingers. I've taught groups and individuals in how to access their ancestry, their own personal roots, through exploring art, through the fingertips. Roots art, tribal art. And I think this is very good for everybody to do.
So a lot of your inspiration came from your childhood then, being in Australia and growing up there in that kind of environment. Yeah.
You can see it in my...
You can. In particular this piece here, which I'm really drawn to, is kind of almost forest.
Yeah.
It's very, very much to do with nature, this piece that you've chosen to have next to you. Is this a finished piece, or is this work in progress?
This actually is a work in progress that I'm loving to do, and I was so happy to share here at the Gallery London. But this, we have the spirit of the forest, the nature of the forest. You can see beings joined together, cocoons, mushrooms. If you look really closely, you'll see patterns in what you have to look both far away from the canvas and close at the canvas.
Yeah.
There is honeycomb throughout the whole of the water. It's not finished. I have lily pads to create over there, such as the lily pads upon this painting here. And I have a lot more to do. I believe that I've given the impression of water and of the willows hanging down and the way the light cascades.
Yes.
I have much more to do. I want to put butterflies in, I have a frog to put in. There is a bit more work to be done on the peacock. And tribal images of animals
Yeah.
will be found within this.
I think that's what I really love about your art, is that you don't title it. So it's almost up to the audience's interpretation of what it could be. Because I feel like when art is titled, immediately the audience looks at it how the artist wanted them to see it. But your art, people see all sorts of different things. Like you said, it depends what way you look at it, what lighting it's in, whether it's upside down. And I think that's what's quite magical about your pieces, is that everyone comes away from these exhibitions feeling differently. Everyone has a different feeling, and everyone can relate to certain images that you have, because you have such an eclectic mix of works that you exhibit at the gallery. Now, is there an artist in particular that inspires you?
Oh la la! I have enjoyed immensely Monet.
Yes.
And I really Pollock. There are artists, Michelangelo, classics.
Because Pollock's a very experimental artist,
Yes.
just like how you are. I can see that's
Very
how you
much.
could have got inspiration from
Yes.
him.
I would love to have a huge, enormous canvas
Yeah.
and pots and pots and pots of paint,
Yes.
gallons of it, and just let myself free.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a space like that apart from in the master galleries,
Yes.
but I would love to do something
So,
like that.
do you prefer working on a larger scale? Because you have such a variety of
I
the really
do.
small
I
pieces,
do.
the medium and the large. But do you prefer
I do
letting
prefer-
yourself
I
go
do.
on the large canvases?
Because you have more space to create. And with that more space to create, you can put more and more in, as much detail or as little detail. And I end up putting, as I say, I'd work upon layers, so to give different dimensions. So I do enjoy it, but I do also enjoy working on a smaller piece. Like this particular piece wouldn't be quite the same if he was, 42 by 50 inches, wouldn't quite be the same.
Mhm.
But like this, he's so endearing. And so many people absolutely adore this.
Yeah.
And it's small, and when you look at it and you think, it's just a very endearing piece, which would not have the same effect.
Out of all the pieces you have at the gallery at the moment, what is your favourite piece?
Oh, you're going to split my heart in two, into many pieces. I love them all dearly. I put so much energy into them all.
Mm-hmm.
I have more than one. Is that allowed?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I absolutely love this piece here. This tiny, I don't know if you'll see it in the reflection of the glass.
Which one in the glass?
In the
It's
glass.
the top one that is framed.
Oh yeah, the reflection.
It is of a particular kind of style and bygone era
Yeah.
that is no more. that speaks of the Renaissance of years gone.
It's very elegant. That
It
piece,
is. It
out of
has.
all of yours. Yeah.
It has a certain elegance, and you can see in there similar movements in here, and shapes and forms you'll find in here, and the colours you'll find in here. It's like my work links,
Yeah.
and many people say this is like, Jan, that is like yourself, you've portrayed yourself. And people say it's like seeing world into world into world. And I really loved creating that piece. I adore this piece here, and this one here, and this here,
And all of them.
and all of them, they're all my babies.
Yeah.
There is a piece over there that I absolutely love, and it's a very, very special piece, and that was done on the 21st of December 2012, and I fasted before I did that particular piece, and a lot of energy